Afternoon, everyone. We're going to, firstly, hope you all had a lovely weekend. Great to have the grade 12s up in Whistler. Really enjoyed your company. I hope you felt you had a special weekend and the school supported. We've also got a very exciting phase of term that we're going into. But first we have the gathering. We're going to start with hymn number 18. Nice and silently, and we'll kick off with that.
There In the upcoming month of June, we will celebrate Pride. This is because in late June of 1969, violent police raids against the LGBTQ community erupted at the Stonewall Inn in Greenwich Village, New York. But the queer community fought back. They fought back over many nights, and within the next couple of weeks, they began to organize themselves into groups of activists demanding to live openly and freely without judgment. The next year, a Pride March was organized to commemorate this turning point in history. We continue to commemorate this event with a celebration. These celebrations continue despite the challenges that the LGBTQ community still face. South of the border, the Don't Say Gay bill has become an international topic and concern. It is a bill that prohibits education and instruction about sexual orientation and gender identity in schools. The fact that these types of bills still pass today indicates that there's much work to be done. We celebrate Pride to remember all the queer and LGBTQ history that I just talked about. The Pride celebration is in June to remember the Stonewall riots and to help us all remember where the LGBTQ rights movement came from. Additionally, we have Pride to celebrate queer identities and to uplift LGBTQ voices, rights, and culture, as well as to recognize ongoing issues that still require work to be done. It allows LGBTQ people to show pride in being themselves and for allies to show their support. It's about being proud to support the community and to be yourself. Through bringing awareness to this issue, celebrating intersectional identities, and being proud of yourself, we celebrate Pride every year during the month of June. I'll now invite Dalen up to speak.
Hello, my name's Dalen, and I'm a grade 12 in Groves. If any of you were around last year, AJ gave an awesome speech for the Pride Chapel, but there is a very pointed line about how other candidates for that speech didn't do it because they hate public speaking. I'll have you all know that they were making direct eye contact with me the entire time, so I am here now. Last summer, while working at the school, a group of students were asked to give alumni tours for a reunion event happening, and I ended up showing Strath to my group, mostly because it was already unlocked, no hate. During the spiel about the house, I was interrupted by a man in my group who pointed out the pride flag hanging in the stairwell. I'll never forget this. He asked if the flag was hanging there as a joke. And when I told him no, he had the biggest smile, but he also looked like he was about to cry. He spent a good chunk of the rest of the tour peppering me with questions about what it was like to be gay or trans here, who I'd gone to Snowfest with, whether trans people were able to use their preferred name, etc. I say etc., but I used to claim that being a lesbian and pride and all that didn't mean anything to me other than the obvious. I was outed pretty young, and trying to be that gay person who didn't shove it down people's throats was my honest attempt to stop getting beat up outside the change room. I genuinely thought if I wasn't like those kids, it would help my or anyone's case. I never would have admitted it, but acting that way made me feel like I could shun the part of me that was being harassed, and in short, I became a homophobic gay person. The tactics worked, and I became convinced that somehow it was the fault of the people being bullied, including me, that they are experiencing what they were. In my mind, there was somehow an acceptable way to be gay, and I turned what was really just fear into hate. I wish I could say I had a grand moment where I gained some sort of peace that allowed me to come to terms with everything. The desire to cause the same hurt I'd experienced managed to fade out of my life over the years. And it wasn't until the story that I opened with that I was able to truly step back and see that I'd moved on. But it was also when I realized how much time I'd wasted in that mindset. Pride to me now is a celebration, but it's also a little bit of looking inwards and a little bit of looking back. Everyone experiences some degree of weirdness and uncertainty that comes with learning about yourself. Shifting those feelings onto other people is not going to help you figure anything out, trust me. I want to save even just one of you the years it took me to outgrow that. A house divided cannot stand, and we all just want some peace in our lives. This Pride Month, I hope everyone, gay, cis, straight, or trans, finds some community and connection. This school has come so far in its acceptance and diversity, and we should be taking full advantage of it. Lift someone up this coming month. The courage required to find and recognize oneself is more than most of us give credit for. Be a friend and an ally. It's the least we can do. Thank you.
Well done, and thank you. David. Up next, we've got a musical number, and Serena's going to perform that.
Hello, so today the song that I'm going to be singing is from the musical Fun Home. It's called Ring of Keys, and for a little bit of context, this song is about a woman reminiscing about the first time she saw an openly queer woman in her life. You didn't notice her at first, but I did. I saw her the moment she walked in. She was a delivery woman, and she had an armful of packages. She was an old-school butch. Don't know where you came from. I wish I did. I feel so dumb. I feel. Someone just came in the door, like no one I ever saw before. I feel your swagger and your bearing and the just right clothes you're wearing, your short hair and your dungarees and your lace-up boots and your keys, oh, your ring of keys. I thought it was supposed to be wrong, but you seem okay with being strong. I want, you're so, it's probably conceited to say, but I think we're alike in a certain way. Your swagger and your bearing and the just right clothes you're wearing, your short hair and your dungarees and your lace-up boots and your keys, oh, your ring of keys. Do you feel my heart saying hi? In this whole luncheonette, why am I the only one who sees you're beautiful? I mean, handsome. Your swagger and your bearing and the just right clothes you're wearing, your short hair and your dungarees and your lace-up boots and your keys, oh, your ring of keys. I know you. I know you. I know you.
Thanks, Serena. In fact, I met your mum and grandmother at Grad, and they were beaming with pride as to what you've achieved at Shawnigan, and just listening to you that reflects that as well. We next up have Amelia and Matthias, I think, coming up shortly.
Hello everyone. There will be an open mic night this weekend in celebration of Pride Month. There will be snacks and performances, and whether you're part of the LGBTQ community or an ally, you're welcome to join us.
It'll be at 7 p.m. in Dukes this Saturday, and if you'd like to sign up to participate in the open mic night, there are posters in your houses with QR codes. We look forward to seeing you there.
Hi, everyone. I've been asked to make a few remarks today, and I was thinking about this notion of pride and when it first started to be used, and I was kind of about your age when I remember hearing about pride for the first time. And my recollection of the way that it was used, and you've heard some of this, I'm going to be a bit repetitive, is that it wasn't pride like proud of being yourself in the sense of pride as the opposite of humility. It's really pride as the opposite of shame. And so I think what it was about was that, you know, in our culture in those days and even to this day, not everyone's allowed to be themselves. And some people are kind of encouraged to feel shame about who they are. And of course, that's not a good thing. Sometimes we should feel I feel shame about some of the things I've said and done in my life. But never should we feel shame about who we are, regardless of who we are, whether we're whatever gender, whatever sexual orientation we are. We should never feel a shame about who we are. And that's what pride, I think, represents. It's that sense of freedom to be myself, freedom to be my true self, not to be ashamed of anything about myself. So, of course, to be our true selves, what do we need? We need to know our true selves, right? Which is really the trick. I'm still trying to figure that out, and I've had a lot of time to work on it. But it's a lifelong task to have a sense of who we are, to feel proud, to feel good about ourselves, whoever we are, to never feel ashamed about anything about ourselves, whether it's our physical, mental, spiritual, anything. Shame's not a terrible thing because some people should be ashamed of some of the things they do, and you probably can think of some of those things right now, some of the people in the world that are behaving shamefully. But we're celebrating Pride a month, and I just encourage you to reflect a bit on that, reflect on a bit on who you are, who you want to be, how to be your best self, but also maybe think about those parts of yourself that maybe you do have a bit of shame. Maybe someone has said something in the past that's caused you to feel shame about some part of yourself, and stop feeling that shame. You know, it's easier said than done. But it's a good time to to reflect on how to really feel good about yourself, to feel proud of who you are, and also, of course, to continue, as you all do so well, to create a culture where no one needs to feel ashamed about who they are, to create a culture where everyone can feel proud of who they are. So I thank you for that work that you do on a daily basis, and I'm so proud of those of you who spoke today, and as Daylin says, we have come a very long way. We've come a very long way as a school culture, and we've come a long way as a culture in general. And I would say that's the result of a lot of people doing a lot of very, very important work, and that work continues. And I think, do we have a final hymn?
We weren't going to, but I think we can. We've got time.
Okay. Tricia, tell us what you want to play. How about, Number 8. What's that? And
I hear thy welcome
Thank you, everyone. Have a wonderful afternoon. I'm going to let the staff slip off as usual, and I'm going to hand over to our two prefects to dismiss the students.